Okay, so these are all the GoPro accessories. So decide what we need before we start. There's two different GoPros. There's the same model or almost the same model. Pretty small, extremely fisheye. And this one comes with a screen so I can see what I'm doing. I have to switch out which case I use depending on if I have the screen attached or not. This one has no screen. You can go in, it's just waterproof case. Snaps in. Still have controls on all these buttons. Although I do recommend getting the app, and I'll show you that in a moment. Walk through some of these accessories. This whole GoPro system just works with just these tie downs, 1/4 inch, and all these mounts, and they just screw in like so. So now I have the GoPro on a head mount, a headband mount. This one is just a little grip clip. Slide onto the edge of a chair, skinny shelf, or any other kind of like small thing, a hat brim even. This is really, really good on a visor of a car, just passenger side, driver side, up top there. This is just a quick release plate, snaps into the tripod mount. So just a 1/4 inch screw, goes straight into a tripod. And then it would also slide into the table mount here. Just want to set the GoPro on a table. This is the body mount. Put both arms through there and it sits on the front of your chest. And these two are just add-ons you can throw onto the case here. So a little handle, but it's mostly just for being a float. And this is also a float for the back. So it's waterproof, and just make sure the camera doesn't sink. And in this instance, the camera would be always facing down as the float's on the back. So those are all the different accessory options. Okay, so really important over here, Julian is calibrating the drone. You have to do this before it flies, not every time, but it hasn't been done in a while. And it's just basically telling the drone what is level. But he put it on this retaining wall because we know that is level. Double checking those settings before we do a little test fly here. Okay, so this is the GoPro Karma. This is the controller for the drone, which we have over here. I just recorded a clip of Julian calibrating that, so that's the first step we need to do. This will walk you through how to do all that when you connect to the drone. I am going to just hit the little menu button, the hamburger, and show you the learn menu. There's two things you can do here. Learn to fly, and that'll walk you through what each of these controls does, and practice flying. And then it's like a little video game of, flying the drone around a little course. And you can see what the drone sees, but you also get to see a third eye view of the drone going around the course. If you do both of these, you can get certified to check this out from the cave. So I just need to see you go through the tutorial and learn to fly and practice flying, and then I need to know where you're flying it. So if it's in Vermont, the restrictions are very light and easy. If you're going to New York, it's much more, New York State, the restrictions are pretty harsh, and in Massachusetts it's in between. So as long as you talk through your plan of like where you're flying it, if you need permits, etc. In general, it's pretty hard to do on state-owned property, so just look up where you're going. And it can't be near airports or electrical lines, that kind of thing. And if you can see this, there's a little video game version teaching you how it works. Once you do this, you can check it out and swipe up to begin, and you can see I'm already connected, and I'm seeing a view of the GoPro on the screen there as it's in the grass over here. I can also set my record settings. All my camera settings I can set on this thing. My altitude limits and distance, and I'm going to change my maximum distance to really low in case something happens. I don't need this to go very far today, so I'm just making it go at 100 feet. All right, that looks good. This is also where my calibration settings are. So swipe back and I'm good. This tells me it's 34 feet away. It's at 0 feet on the ground and it's not going, any speed at all. All right, so I will take a cut here and fly it in a second. So, was that just auto takeoff?
Yeah.
Can you just hit auto land now? So Julian just hit the auto takeoff, which went up to 5 feet, I think.
Yeah.
And hovers, and then auto land, which immediately lands the drone as soon as possible, and it tries to stay level when it does it. So if you see that the drone is just not listening to you, going completely off on its own, just hit that auto land button as soon as you can, and it's supposed to go back to where it was originally from takeoff.
Yeah, like when I pressed on landing, it gave me two options that were return to launch zone and return to you.
Right.
Yeah.
So just keep the launch zone clear, where you originally took it off from. Don't walk back over to that spot, and just make sure that's a good area that's always clear. There's no trees, in the path in the way of it. It's not going to be able to tell that there's a tree between where it is at that moment and where the landing zone is. So that's something to be aware of when you just choose whether to land right then or to go back to where it started from. Do you want to take it up a little higher and then just go down, do a little tiny circle?
Okay.
Yeah, so the maximum distance is 100 feet right now, so it won't go that far away from us, and that's diagonally, so.
Let's see if I can look at it.
That's great. I'm gonna just try to land it. This is great for aerial shots, establishing shots of a location, landscapes, things like that. But you should not try to use this for following shots of people at head height. It's just too dangerous. It's very tempting to use this as a sort of steady cam, but it really needs to be above any human activity level. So not safe to use at 5 to 8 feet. It needs to be higher. The drone's safety and for people's safety most of all. Sharp spinning things at head height are a bad idea. It does have the Karma has a gimbal mode, and we'll show you that right now. So this is the same GoPro Karma package, and this just comes out of the drone, slides out the front and locks into the gimbal. Put it in there, and then on the back side you just turn this to lock it, and now this is secure, and I'll power it on, and now I have a gimbal that is following where I point it. It's in horizon mode now, so it's not gonna, if I tilt it, it's not gonna go anywhere. It's always gonna be locked to the horizon.